New firmware for the Wi-Fi Pineapple pager. For Hack 5, I'm Darren Kitchen, and I've got an update for you on 1.0.8. It's now dropped, so you can get it at downloads.hack5.org or over the air on your Wi-Fi Pineapple pager. Go into settings, updates, you'll figure it out. I want to go through the main features though with you because we have some amazing stuff in this new version, and you're going to want to get this update. It's huge. So payloads, user experience, and the underlying system. And I want to start with my favorite new feature because it applies to the payloads. Check this out. I'm just going to show you it on my device first so you can witness what it actually feels like. I'm here on my Wi-Fi Pineapple pager, and if I come into this demo list picker payload I have here, I will see, okay, normal launch screen. We'll come back to that in a second, but if I launch this, ooh, I'm now presented with an awesome little menu. And you'll see here, okay, it's just a real simple, ping utility. So I'll hit that and it's gonna, ping, and it says ping successful. I just did this as an example to show you because I've stacked a bunch of these different elements that should feel very familiar, but the one that isn't is that menu. You see, I keep coming back to it. Now I'll try pinging 8.8.8.3, which isn't going to give me a ping reply. So after just a moment here, this is going to ping timeout and tell me it's unsuccessful. And when it does, I'm going to end up back in my main menu as I am right here. If I go into About, check this out. This is actually a nested list. And I can see I'm just giving props to our firmware team, Dragorn and Corbin, who have done an awesome job here on this payload. And already, I bet the gears are turning for you because you realize how powerful it is when you can build these dynamic lists. And I want to show you how it actually works in the code itself. So if I come over here to Payload Studio, you'll see very simple script. Everything happens within this while loop. And then really, it's just this main list picker here that goes into the variable response. And so list picker, the command itself, takes a couple of arguments. I give it a title like you saw there where it says main menu. And then I give it a couple of options, ping, and then get this, it's dynamic $sign IP address, which I assigned up here as the default for 8.8.8.8. Then I say, okay, configure the IP, about, exit, and then you'll notice I also give ping IP address again. And the reason for that, you'll see if back in the menu, is that there's already a dot in that radio box here for ping. That is the default. You don't have to, you can omit this by just giving it an empty double quote, but I like to give you an idea of what we're mainly talking about doing here. The rest is just a switch case. It's very simple. I say, hey, let's take a look at the response, and if it's quote configure IP, because that's what this is going to give you in response. Remember, we're leveraging the power of bash here. If I do list underscore picker and I say title and A, B, C, and we'll make A the default, right? And I get that, well, I'm in a payload already, so that's not going to work. So let me exit out of my payload. Sorry about that. Okay, so exiting my payload. Great. And now I'll run that again. And you'll see I have my title A, B, C. And when I choose C, right there, where it says C root, that C is what it returned. So very simply here in my case, whatever gets chosen becomes the response. And then, so in the case of this, if you choose to ping the IP address, I throw up the spinner, I do my ping, I stop the spinner, you get the idea. And if it was successful, then I do a little ringtone and prompt for successful. If not, I do halt for the ringtone and prompt for that. You get the idea. And the about, look at this. We got list picker within list picker. That's how you do your nested ones. And then finally do a little confirmation dialog if you did choose to exit. But that's it. And yet it is so seemingly simple and has so much ability to be so complex. And you're not limited to 3 or 4 choices. This will scroll, and this will work with any theme that is currently out right now because we made it backwards compatible. We made extra effort to make it so that even if you have a custom theme, you're rocking one of those, Zombie Joe or whatever have you, Cribbit themes. There's so many amazing themes out there right now. Those are going to even have this new feature, even though they didn't intentionally add that. Now, if you're a theme developer, you can find these assets in the new War Games theme and apply those updates as well. So that's kind of one of those things I love to emphasize, is that effort is putting in on trying not to break things while we keep adding stuff. And we have so much good stuff on the docket, so we're going to keep that in mind as well. So that's list picker. We did add a few other, quality of life things as well. So there's now an internal variable for the payload's working directory, and we're now parsing out Windows line feeds out of the payloads. So if you're one of those Windows users and used Notepad or something, look, I'm not going to open a debate here about Vim or Emacs, but Notepad.exe, we got some problems, but it's okay, because now we're filtering everything out for our Windows user friends, and everybody benefits from that. UX-wise, metadata. I don't know if you clocked this when I first opened the payload launch window here, but if I go back in here to my payload under General, and where was it? It was right over here, Demo List Picker. You'll see it now says author Hack5 Darren. Hey, how cool is that? In fact, there's now variables here for the author and the description and the payload title, versions, all that good stuff. So you theme hackers can now add those, because I feel like we really should be giving mad props to the amazing developers who have been putting so much good stuff in the repository, keeping us busy, definitely keeping Peaks busy, keeping us all busy, of course, on the content side. More on that in a bit. But yeah, so great stuff. UI improvements, a lot of, so those meta variables, improvements to recon stability, little fixes all around, like a missing quotation mark on a keyboard or a, clock menu. So definitely check out the changelog. There's a lot of good stuff on the underlying system, little utilities under the hood, like DOS to Unix. But the most significant change is like a huge update to the Mac 802.11 drivers and the MediaTek Wi-Fi drivers that just increase the performance and reliability of that. And we love to be able to continue keeping that up to date, as it's been just over a month since our last release. And we are quickly working on 1.0.9 based on your guys' feedback. Everybody has been leaving some amazing stuff. You guys know now to find the discussion over on the main Wi-Fi Pineapple page or GitHub repo. That's where you can share your feature ideas. And that helps us prioritize things. And a lot of great stuff is happening on that front. So much so that we're bringing on some additional help on the content side. So I'm excited to share some of that here very soon. And yeah, that is 1.0.8 in a nutshell. You're going to love it. I can't wait to hear your feedback. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. And I'm excited to see the updates that are going to come to payloads now that we have that menu-driven list picker interface that, by the way, can use variables. So when you really start thinking about it, you can do so much cool stuff with that. All right. So anyway, that's it. I'm Darren Kitchen. This has been Hack5. Trust your technolust.